Hello, my friend, wherever you are. I'm sending you love, the power of positivity, and vitamin D all over. However, I'm also your vitamin D. But my friend, at the end of this video, I want you to guess where I'm at. I mean, it's pretty obvious. I'm in Costa Rica. But welcome to the Gazillionaires Club. Let me do a 360. Man, if I keep doing my intro different every time, most likely nobody's gonna hire me. But it's okay. I'm gonna hire myself. So my friend, pay attention to the end of the video, okay? But let's talk about art. So when when we talk about, like, art can be dark or it can be bright. But as far as I know, painting, music, I mean, there gotta be more, right? Creativity in general. My mind is not working right now. But pretty much when we look at history, art is just another way of, expressing yourself without being prosecuted. And, when we look at, even during the hip hop era, it was supposed to be about freedom of speech, but hip hop took itself to a very, dark route. Now it's all about money, bitches, bling bling, killing each other, and it wasn't like that, but people capitalize on it, and it is what it is. But when in America, when people say that, like, okay, China is authoritarian, we don't like the system there, and they should not come to the U.S. Okay, that is an opinion. However, if you were to blame everything, when we say China, right? I just don't want people to get mixed up. I love the Chinese people. I love the Chinese culture. I love, I grew up with it. But every time when we say China, we have to understand not all of the Chinese people agree with that system. It just, that's how it was made. And I feel like every time in America when we talk, when we use, the Chinese or China, it's like, we're lump everyone into that picture, and it's not true. It's kind of like, when we see the corruption in the United States, democracy, we can't really say, like, oh, if you were to live in China and you were to look at America and what's happening, I mean, there's propaganda in every country. But for example, if you were to live in China and you were like, you look at America and you're like, all of these fat Americans, that is not true, so, and I think, like, art, it helped for people to see things from a different perspective, instead of just like, it's kind of like, when we, how should I put it? At the end of the day, my friend, first of all, people from every country, not every country, but most countries are struggling with freedom and, basic human rights and totalitarian. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that, when we use the term like America, China, Europe, we have to separate the people that are in power, and we have to separate people in that country, because everyone is, I feel like they're fighting for freedom. They're just fighting for basic needs, like, a job. And it's crazy to me that, when one country hate another country, we don't separate the people and the government, because in my opinion, I feel like, not all government, but most government, they're power hungry. And when we look at history, like the inevitable war that's happening ever since the beginning of time, and art, kind of take that away. Art kind of art give us a different perspective of like, wow, it's there's beauty in it, and that's what I want to bring up. Like, I want to bring up like the beauty aspect of every country: America, Europe, Mexico, Costa Rica. Like, I've never been to Africa, but I want to go to Africa someday. And if we start seeing the beauty in things, then it's a little bit better, because I just don't want people people from the US to be like, I hate Chinese people. Con, that's racist. Like, it's that's crazy, right? And if the Chinese people were to do the same thing, like, I hate those fat Americans, I hate the European, then at the end of the day we're gonna hate each other. But if we can understand what's really going on, and like, by nature, if we give someone too much power, they will abuse it. And with that being said, my friend, I still believe that being in America, it's still like one of the best place, because you can still, like, yes, you can see all the corruption, but at least you still have a voice. That's why I always like see America as the last stand. I don't live in China, so I don't know, but throughout movies and histories and stuff like that, I mean, if you speak anything about the government, you will be missing. And if you are like, up there, your family will go missing, your kids will go missing, right? So America, at least for me, I still want to be in America. I see the corruption, but I still appreciate the freedom that it still has. And I guess the takeaway for this video, my friend, is that art is beautiful and it brings people together. And so this is where I'm at. So we're at the end of the video, and I just want to, like, I just want to share that little piece of knowledge that, like, hey, like, don't hate each other, but understand, like, everyone is struggling, and as humanity, okay, not as a country. Well, it has to be a country first, but as humanity, how can we get ourselves out of it? How can we create a better system for everyone? And I know that is a big mission. Like, it's like, it's a big mission in a sense where, like, okay, if we accept different cultures, then we have to accept, their way of life and the things that they do. But as an individual, what can we do, to serve humanity better? And I think that's, that is a better way to look at it, because sometimes I feel like in America we use China as a third enemy so we can unite the country, which is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. But then at the same time, when we do that, I sometimes I feel like the American people, like, hate Chinese people, and And before we start hating each other, understand the art, understand the culture. Maybe that will, kind of blend in and kind of give us a different perspective. It's not the people that are, that it's not the people that are forced in authority on other people. It's not the people that are, that are buying politicians in America. People in America accepting money from other country, or let's put it this way, not just America, but countries that are being sold to the highest bidder. We have to look at the individual. We have to look at the organization. We cannot, sum everyone into, one category, because that will create chaos.
留份友谊，神话神杀 Bitcoin 我爱你。
And it's just not good for humanity, at all. So if you know where I'm at, let me know. I can't believe it. I did not know that, they have. If you know what it is, let me know. But I was surprised. I was just walking, and then I was like, oh, okay. But I'm gonna go get some food. And remember, my friend, people in every country are struggling. So, don't hate. And understand what they are going through. If you understand in America, if we say that China is authoritarian, can you imagine the people that are living there? So that's the point that I'm trying to make. I'm gonna go grab some food. Let me know what you think. Use the hashtag Gazillionaires Club. If you know where I'm at, let me know. But that is the takeaway, my friend. The takeaway is that understand that absolute power, absolute corrupt, and people are just people. They just want a decent job, make money to support their family, and people just want to live. But throughout human history, we've seen that people always take from another group of people by making shitty ass laws, and I guess, the internet kind of helped humanity to see the bigger picture of what's going on in different countries. And we have to able to recognize what is wrong before we can make a change. So that is it. Much love. American, Chinese, European, African, Australian, Canadian, wherever you are. At the end of the day, we are humanity. Okay, so sending out love wherever you are. I'm gonna go grab some food. I talk too much. And when you study a country, study their arts. Okay, much love. Ta-da.